Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another reading. So, in today's video, we're going to be looking into your soulmate, your twin flame, your divine counterpart. This can be someone that you are already partnered with or that you have yet to meet. And we're going to look into the soul contract that you share, the soul contract, the agreement at a soul level that you made before incarnation. You have a mission to do with this person, what you are both kind of helping one another with at a soul level, and then also what you are doing together as a couple. Okay. So, like I said, this can cover soulmate, twin flame, divine counterpart, future spouse, however you like to call it. We all kind of have different ways of articulating our connections. So, group number one, we have confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. Group number two is believe in the impossible, blue moon. And group number three is communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So go ahead and choose which group you feel most drawn to, and then I will see you for your reading. Hello, group one, and welcome to your reading. So let's tune in to the soul contract you have with your soulmate, twin flame, divine counterpart. I might just call them your soulmate, okay? But insert whatever you prefer to call them or whatever you identify with, like whatever your whatever your connection happens to be, okay? Because I can't just say all three every time. I mean, it's too many words. All right. So, confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. So, your connection with your soulmate is going to be very heart based, very heart centered with the Leo energy that rules over the heart chakra. So, it's going to be based in the heart space from day one. It's going to open you up to love that you have never yet felt before. You will know what I'm talking about if you're already with this person, but if you have yet to meet them, trust that there is a lot of warmth and love coming into your life in this lifetime. And I feel like part of the reason, like part of the soul contract in terms of what they are meant to provide for you, what they are here to help you with, is to really be a source of light and a source of real deep divine love and warmth and like a cozy feeling, like when you have been cold, like left out in the cold for a whole lifetime, and then you're finally warm by the fire. That's the energy of being with this soulmate, being in union with this person. It's like you've been out in the cold and then you're finally by the fire, and it's like the best feeling ever, you know? It's exactly the medicine that you need in this life to bring yourself back into balance. I feel that this soulmate person is very loving. They're a very loving, affectionate person. They might be someone they quite show and demonstrate their love. Like they're very demonstrative of their love. They will maybe be very affectionate. They will do a lot of romantic things. Leo likes romance, okay? And Leo really is the best at making you feel very, very special, you know, making you feel really seen, really special. Like you are the only person they have eyes for in the whole world as well. That's how you're going to be feeling around them. Yeah, they're going to be very, very showing you their love, like with words, with their physical touch. Like they will always have a hand sort of on your back or, you know, sort of like touching you, caressing you, rubbing you. There's something very like they kind of want to give you a massage. There's something they always want to show that they're there. They're very, very affectionate, very, very attentive as well. Yeah. So, in a personal way, like on a personal level, the soul contract on your end is about receiving love, learning how to open again to love and warmth after I feel that your relationship history before you meet this person is going to have had some kind of a relationship that was very, very cold. This could have been the way you were raised. It might have been a cold home or a cold parental figure, narcissistic family dynamics, even. Or it could have been relationships that you met as an adult. A romantic partners may have been very cold, or there was a neglect energy, or being sort of ignored, or something like this, or avoided, or ghosted, or something in this kind seems to be maybe what you kept attracting, something of this kind where it was really just, yeah, made you feel like you were left out in the cold in relationship. So this person is going to bring you into their heart space and keep you warm all of the time. That's the kind of energy you're going to feel from this person. Like they're just going to wrap you up in their warmth of their love. This person shines very bright. They really need from you what they need from you in the relationship, and what you're offering them as part of your soul contract is the chance to shine. Like they really have not always felt like they could be as beautiful as they are, as successful as they are, as talented as they are, as charismatic as they are. Like this person is talented. This person is bright and shiny and beautiful and attractive, I feel like your soulmate would have a very physically beautiful appearance, very physically attractive kind of person that just does kind of stand out and shine. And they just are a little bit of a star, that it's kind of like they kind of are just great and amazing. And they have not always felt like they can be that person. They have not always felt like they have the space held for them to be fabulous. And you hold space for them with so much love where you want them to shine. You want them to be the best version of themselves. And that doesn't threaten you. You don't feel jealous of them, which I know might sound kind of basic, but this has not been their basic experience. They've experienced a lot of jealousy. They've experienced a lot of people trying to sabotage them and hold them back and dim their light and make them want to shrink themselves. So I feel like you are really holding like them in this light and love where you are unconditionally like, what's the word? Like, rewarding them for shining, whereas, like, they've always been punished in a way for shining, and it's, like, such a different feeling for them to feel like, "Oh, I'm allowed to be shiny, I'm allowed to be brilliant, and I'm loved for this," because that's their true self, you know? And it was a very, very painful experience for them to feel like they had to shut themselves down so much. Like, this person's a very creative person as well. They are really, really talented creatively, and I feel like they really capture your romantic interest because they're so creative. Like, they are kind of I have to say they are kind of the kind of person that I feel like a lot of people would probably fall in love with, so I think you're gonna feel really grateful that they're your soulmate and that you're their person and that you're the perfect person for them, because I feel like they might be the kind of person that a lot of people love. A lot of people want them even though they have this wounding energy, they can't help but be popular and shine. Even though they have some kind of wounding that you're going to really help them with in their heart space to do with relationship, they still can't help but be popular for people to like them. People want to be their friend. People want to get to know them. And I think that you're going to kind of feel, yeah, really special. They're always going to make you feel super special. Like you are the one for them. They only have eyes for you, but a lot of people have eyes for them. And that might be something that surprises you about them is that they don't have this, like, confidence naturally, like that well, they kind of do, but they kind of don't because they have some wounding around confidence, but they are super attractive, so it's sort of like, why wouldn't you think that you're attractive? You know those people that are, like, really just gorgeous and they just don't see it about themselves and you're like, "How is this even possible?" They're kind of I feel like your soulmate might be one of those people or have that kind of wounding signature that they're here to heal, and they will overcome it, especially when they're around you. They're not gonna have like, when they're around people that really play into their wounds, you might see a really different side of them where they really might you might really see their wounded side, but it's almost like when they're around you, you don't really see that side of them as much. Like, they really come out of their shell. They're super confident around you. They're super shiny and bright and, like, just brilliant. You're just like, "Wow, you're just so incredible." But say they have a really challenging relationship with, I don't know, one of their family members, and then you see them around this person, and you might see that how they shrink and they go small and they don't shine and they're quiet or they hang their head or they're just different body language, and you're like, whoa, you're like a different person around this person. And they are very sensitive to people's energies and they're very picky as well. Your soulmate's very picky about people's energies. Again, they a lot of people like them, but they might not like that many people. They might not choose that many people to be really to bring into their heart space because they're very selective. And not many people can handle this kind of person, I have to say as well, because a lot of people would feel insecure around this person. A lot of people would get triggered, I suppose, and maybe feel jealous or envious or think, wow, this person's just so mesmerizing and charismatic and they just light up a room. But there's something about your energy that matches them, okay? Because even though I've been focusing on your soulmate, you have an energy that is just as mesmerizing and just as bright, but it is in a different way. But you do have a very bright energy. It's very captivating. It's very strong. And you can definitely meet them. And I think they like this because they see you as their equal. They feel like you can meet them where they are. Or I feel like you're just as attractive as them or really confident in your own appearance so you don't feel insecure that they are drop dead gorgeous or something like this. It's like you're just perfect for them because you don't play into any kind of competitiveness. And not everyone's like that. Not everyone has the emotional maturity that you have. So it's sort of like yeah, you really are perfect for this person. And that's how they're going to feel about you. They're going to be like, wow, you are literally made for me. You're perfect for me. And vice versa. Like you're both going to feel like you're perfect for each other and that you are kind of made for each other because you actually kind of are, though. The crazy thing is, what I'm being shown is that your souls kind of did design aspects of your personality to complement one another to help with this soul contract because it is such a significant relationship that I'm seeing that you're going to have together. A very long term relationship as well, where part of your healing plan has been this relationship and how you will kind of like influence each other and rub off on each other. Yeah, so keep in mind, lions are also very deeply bonded beings. Like they bond really deeply and they feel things really deeply, like as well as cats. If you've ever had a cat, you will know, right? So I feel like that once you meet, this will be it. Some of you might even have this relationship from, what do they call it? Like your childhood sweetheart or something like this. That's the sort of energy you have. Even if you meet later in life, you're going to have this energy of like you were always destined to be together. You're always meant to be together. And I feel other people will see this as well. You really are perfect, like a puzzle piece fitting together. That's how you're going to feel. Like you're just perfectly, you fit together perfectly with one another. Okay, so let's see a little bit more about your soul contract. So I feel like the energy so far with the soul contract is around really coming into your power together as individuals and as a couple and really healing from things in the past that were very painful. Okay. So let's see more about your soul contract. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot now as well. Your soul contract with your soulmate, twin flame, divine counterpart. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you're both giving to each other equally. There is an equal giving and taking between you. Yeah, the service to one another is like, yeah, like you're perfect. It's perfectly balanced. Like, see, there's scales here on this card. It's got the scales. That's like you perfectly balance each other out. You perfectly give to one another. Okay, so the soul contract between you both, the Seven of Swords. Yeah, helping you to pierce through the illusion where you may not have been seeing yourself clearly, either of you. Okay, let's get a little bit more information, please, Spirit. So we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a totally healing soulmate connection. Wow. A little bit more information, please, Spirit. This soulmate connection. A little bit more information, please, Spirit. Okay, we have the Hermit. More information. Hierophant. Some of you may actually choose to get legally married. I always think that when I see the Hierophant in a love reading. Or I guess you'll be de facto regardless, right? Because you'll definitely be living together. This is a very deep, like connected relationship. Let me just check the cards. How interesting that we have on the left side all three major arcana cards: Temperance, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. And then on the right side, we have all three minor arcana cards: the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so we're going to start over here, right? Seven of Swords in this reading is about you both not being able to fully see yourself clearly or love yourselves fully until you meet one another. Because the energy that you hold space for one another, the Six of Pentacles, is just unmatched. Like this relationship provides a huge healing landscape. I feel like the purpose of your soulmate connection is to heal, but it's to heal at a level that heals the whole world around you. And that also I'm seeing karmically makes way for a different incarnation next lifetime. There's something like, ooh, it's an interesting message. You know how they talk about on Earth where we have past life business that we kind of incarnate with and then we have to deal with it and clear our karma and stuff before things can manifest? It's kind of like a general basic understanding. I'm seeing that this relationship together helps you to kind of create a clean slate almost. And I'm really I'm really feeling this energy. It's very powerful energy. This is a healing contract that you have come to this earth to fulfill. And you're meant to be together for a long time with Temperance as well. This is not meant to be a short-term relationship, okay? This is meant to be, you got a lot of work to do together. So I wouldn't be surprised if you meet a little bit younger in life, or that you spend a lot of time together when you do meet because you have so much to get done. There's just a lot of work. Being in one another's company, as in just spending time with one another, actually does this healing. You don't even have to do that much. Just being around this person will help to actually activate this healing within yourself. So the Hermit is about huge, deep healing. Like this is the most powerful kind of healing that you can do as a soul. And it's happening inside of you individually. And the more that you heal individually, the more you come into union and into sort of a unity consciousness together. You are here to bring in unity consciousness. And I'm seeing that the healing level that you're meant to get to is like a clean slate. I'm hearing it's a clean slate, like you're meant to clean the slate of your karma and come into a point of neutrality. And it's going to manifest something big. I'm also seeing that this might be, for some of you, if you resonate, your final lifetime. Okay. This might be your final lifetime on earth if that's something you resonate with. Okay. If that's something that you would, desire as well. I'm seeing this could be sort of like your karmic ticket out, is like doing this level of healing. It's like you clear the slate so you aren't karmically obligated to come back here to finish things off, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull now from the Moonology deck, and we're going to get one card for you in this relationship and soul contract, and one card for your person in this relationship and soul contract. So let's go for one card for you. We have your commitment is being tested. Okay, and one card for them. We have nothing will come of this situation. Wow, that's really, really interesting energy. Okay. So I had to sit with these energies for a moment because it was showing me like a very different side of this connection. And I feel it was showing me a lot about the past of what you both have walked through and lived through before you meet one another. It could even be past life energy as well, like something about the heaviness that you both were carrying in life before you met one another. There was a lot going on. And then on the back of the deck, we have take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So it's like, I feel like once you actually come into union, there's sort of this release of built up emotional pressure and intensity. And you really have the opportunity to feel safe and secure, kind of like a sanctuary. This is a healing contract in a sanctuary. And I feel like once you meet this person, or you both might feel this way about each other, is that you kind of feel a bit like, how did I live without you for so long kind of thing? Because once you meet, it's going to be this release of pressure and tension and anxiety that I really feel like was coming from a lack of connection with the Five of Pentacles. Like there wasn't enough of the good stuff in life. There may have been depression, there may have been anxiety, there may have been issues with money, or just really complex situations that I feel like both of you may have been through some really freaking intense stuff. So I feel like once you meet, there's this intense healing that takes place, and you both will transform through the context, like through the journey of your relationship. You will become different versions of yourselves. However, different meaning more authentically yourself, okay? You do become different though. The way you live your life will be different. The way you show up for life will be different. The way you express yourself will be different. I feel like part of the contract is that you both come into your spiritual authority. Okay, you both come into your spiritual authority. I'm feeling a throat chakra energy over here with the 5. The 5 is the energy of the throat chakra. It's the number of the throat chakra of the Hierophant, which is number 5. The Hierophant is spiritual authority. Okay, so both of you have some kind of spiritual authority, but you got beaten down, almost like broken a little bit by what you have been through. Man, this is like making me think about, rescue animals, how some of them have been through like real horrible experiences and they have a lot of trauma. And then when they go to their forever homes, they can heal and grow and, overcome the trauma and adversity that they may have experienced at some point in their life, right? It is like my dream to rescue a dog one day and adopt one. Anyway, so I just feel like there's something about this nurturing sanctuary, which is the energy and essence of your relationship. It also could be in your soul contract to actually have children together. It could be adoption. For some reason, I'm seeing that for some of you. It might be about adoption. It might be about also animals, caring for animals together. Yeah, some of you may, for some reason, actually decide to get legally married. There could also be there could be a reason for that, like you move internationally to be with one another, or one person has to move to another country, and so the marriage is kind of necessary. Yeah, there could be something international about your connection, this soulmate connection. There could be both people coming from different countries, or if you come from the same place, it may be in your path to actually move location together. I'm seeing that could be part of your soul contract is that you're meant to move somewhere together. Wow, really interesting. Something about living situation is part of the contract and where you live. Maybe you both have give each other the courage, the confidence to like leave your hometown and to move to a different place. You know, yeah, because there feels like within this relationship a lot of confidence, a lot of releasing of fear, a lot of actually luck as well being on your side and things actually working out for you because you're following your life path. You may be called to take a lot of risks in this relationship, like you may be called to do some big leaps and make some big changes and to have a lot of confidence in yourself for what you actually are capable of achieving. Yeah, because I feel like there was a very, like, both of you were living a much more limited version of yourselves before coming into union. And this connection really opens up a huge portal of transformation. And you do become a very, very different person over a like slow period of time, but it does sort of almost happen immediately. And both of your lives have to transform to accommodate this sort of spiritual frequency that this relationship gives to you. I feel like both of you have a lot of spiritual wisdom in the throat chakra, but there's something where I feel like maybe the families you came from, there wasn't like you weren't really seen as having wisdom or being a source of wisdom or being someone everyone listened to. There was something about that that wasn't really, yeah, like people didn't really, There's something in the throat chakra where you weren't listened to, both of you in some way, or there was some kind of wisdom where you weren't recognized for your wisdom, or people just passed you by or underestimated you or something like this. But within this relationship, you both see one another and you both have the confidence to really grow and to really become sort of like very, almost like a spiritual authority. Whereas I feel like before you meet, because you didn't have this level of mirroring, because there's a deep soul mirroring between you both, you didn't have this level of mirroring. So it was harder for you both to be really confident in who you really are because no one was sort of there that was on your level that really got you and that really mirrored you. So this person, this relationship is really like fundamental for your own personal growth. Like I said, some of you, this is a completion lifetime. And this relationship is helping you both, yeah, sort of like come to the end of the path of karmically on earth. Like this is a really deep life for some of you around completion of karma. And all of you, I mean, all of you, this is about completion of karma, completion of karmic burden, of karmic weight, of karmic limitation, of also intergenerational karma and trauma that's passed down through the bloodlines. You're a deep healer and you're here to do healing. And this relationship, both of you are going to feel like is such a sanctuary, a place where you can heal away from the harshness of earth. You know, it's sort of like a sanctuary in the storm. When the weather becomes really harsh, we need a safe place to reside. We need a shelter. And this relationship provides shelter from the storms of earth, how earth's weather can become kind of intense, right? And that's what I feel like both of you have just been weathered. Like you've just been through so much and you've kind of been broken down a bit by just so much adversity, but then finding one another and having such a deep level of commitment to one another makes you both feel very, very safe. There is definitely a knowing between you both of commitment. There is no question of if you are meant for one another or if you'll be together. I feel like you both, even if there is ever some rockiness or something, I feel like there's just a deep intuitive knowing that you're meant to be together and it's going to lock this relationship in a way that I really don't see either of you leaving. And I also don't see any kind of breakups or anything like this. I feel like it's a very steady and stable connection that just lasts. Once you meet each other, you just are together and spending time together because there's so much work that's actually being done in the non-physical when you're around this person. So I feel like you will really like just being in the same room as each other, spending a lot of time together. I feel like you're going to definitely want to move in together. There's going to be a sense of wanting to be around one another because there's actually a reason for that. That's why you intuitively feel like you're meant to spend time together. It's actually because you are. There's some kind of an energetic harmonization or something that's happening when you are around each other. You're activating each other at this really deep level and it's clearing things and it's helping you to step into your power. It really helps you step into your power. It's such a beautiful relationship, one of those very deeply empowering ones that is, you know, such a joy to actually witness someone have and transform within as well. You might, though, transform away from certain relationships who can't handle the version of you that's in your power, the version of you that's healed. And honestly, if people can't handle the version of you that's in your power and the version of you that's healed, then, that's their loss, really. So I feel like there may be something like this because this relationship will upgrade you, okay? It will. So there will be changes that happen in your external reality and it will be continuous with the Temperance card. Like your life will just be continuously changing and upgrading and it will not stop because this is one of those relationships, like the more you spend time with one another, the more that things just keep on building momentum. And I just feel like you're going to kind of be one of those couples that kind of does everything together and just like lives really close within one another or has a very happy family life, maybe children, maybe dogs, animals. Yeah, something like this. You're very like you have the same routine or you eat the same diet. There's something very similar about you, almost twinning a bit about you where you want to go to do the same routine or something like this. Obviously, you still have some level of independence. There is a closeness about the way that you designed your soul contract. It's sort of like the way that you designed it. And I feel like it's because you both went through so much trauma in your early lives or in your past lives as well, even that you kind of needed a really safe space in order for this healing to happen and like a really safe person who's super grounded and like super, will really anchor you in life. So I feel like that's part of why you're both so committed to one another and you have so much trust for each other because it's what you really need as well. To heal, you need safety, anchored, and like an anchor point, you really do. So with the Temperance card as well, I feel like there could be something about travel being part of your soul contract, like part of the way that you designed your ascension is through travel. I'm seeing traveling the world and maybe even living in many parts of the world at different parts of your life as well. All right, that's really all that we have time for, Group 1, but I so enjoyed tuning in for you today. If you would like to connect more with my work, I would really recommend my tape Union Within. I'll link it down below. I have a store where I sell light language healings, energy healings, and this Union Within light language healing is really beautiful for balancing masculine, feminine sides of ourselves. And it also helps bring us into this neutral point of manifestation where the masculine, feminine energies are in balance and in union, then manifestation can occur. It's also great if you are desiring to manifest union in your life, then we manifest the union within first, then we manifest the union in our external reality. So I'll link it down below, but I do recommend it if you resonate with this reading. And yeah, I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose Believe in the Impossible, the Blue Moon card, which is such a magical card. This card just really stands out to me from all of the decks that I have. It just has some magic in it, some magical energy here. So, your soul contract with your twin flame, soulmate, divine counterpart, future spouse. I actually feel like there could be a lot of twin flames in this group because this energy does feel at a very high vibrational spiritual level. And it also feels like this is more of a mission that you both have that is to serve the collective and to serve all beings. Obviously, everything that we do is technically impacting the whole. But I feel like your mission with your I don't know who to call them because in group 1 I called their person their soulmate because they actually did have like quite a soulmate and like a very healing love bond. But this feels super different. This feels like you're both really high level beings that have incarnated onto the earth at this time and you have a joint mission where you come together and you both almost are holding opposite energies, kind of like the classic masculine feminine, and then they come into union and it's the perfect balance of the polarities. And it's like this, yeah, it's a really special energy. So I'm just going to call them your person, your divine counterpart, your counterpart. Because yeah, it does feel like twin flame though for a lot of you, okay? Yeah, so your mission, you have a mission that is really here to serve all beings. This feels a lot less about yourselves as individuals, focusing on yourselves. This feels a lot more about focusing on humanity, focusing on the earth, focusing on being of service to all and helping humanity to heal, especially to do with the new earth here. And I feel that your mission as well is to literally do something that other people may seem as impossible, may think is impossible. It may seem to others or even to yourselves at some points in your life that what you actually are going to achieve in your lifetime is impossible or should be impossible somehow. You're meant to live beyond the realms of what people think is possible. And I feel that this could like be a lot to do with magic, like actually living in a very magical way, having magical experiences as an everyday part of your life. Yeah, this is next level energies, you guys. So there does feel like something to do with your bond. Part of your soul contract is that you strengthen one another, you actually make each other stronger. I feel that when you meet, it will be a huge activation in your destiny for both of you, though. It will be you activate one another. There's a very strong mirrored energy here where you're both very equally just as powerful, and you come together and you equally activate each other. You equally inspire one another. And you both hold kind of like an equal power dynamic in the relationship. It feels very like based in equality. And it's very high vibrational. You're both very independent people as well. I feel like that's part of the energy signature that you hold within this soul contract, is that you both have strong energy individually as leaders in your own right. And you might have missions that are actually kind of individualized, or they will be for different points in your life. Like you may come together to collaborate on projects and things like this, but I'm seeing that you both hold skills in different areas. Like there's something kind of different about you both, like opposites attract almost. Yeah. And you are like, maybe one of you is very logical, and then the other one of you is very spiritual and emotional and intuitive, or something like this. So there's sort of like this difference between you both or your skill set. But then somehow it actually complements one another, and it creates this perfect balance and harmony. So you may feel that you are leaders in different ways, or you're leaders in different areas. You may have different skills. Like one of you may be a musician, one of you may be a scientist or something. But somehow your missions overlap in their intention or in what you are here to do. There's some kind of a way in which you're kind of doing the same thing, but in really different ways. Does that make sense? You're kind of doing the same mission, but you may express it in totally different ways. And yeah, it's very, very interesting. The energy that you both hold is definitely very magical. And I feel that when you meet each other, the magic will begin straight away. There will be things that happen in your life around you that just actually feel genuinely like magic that can't be explained. You'll have maybe changes in the way you experience time, or you'll experience, I don't know, not needing as much sleep, or having synchronicities happen that just make your like jaw drop, where you're just shocked by the synchronicity. You're like, how is this? That's like magic. Or you'll have actual experiences. I'm seeing that when you meet, one of you like may have more of an experience in the physical body. Like I'm seeing that it might be you watching, or it might be your person, but when you meet, one of you had a more closed off energy body and the other of you had a much more open energy body. And when you meet, the person who has more closed off in the heart space is going to have a huge opening, and they may have some kind of experience where they feel it very physically, even though it's sort of happening more on an energetic or a heart level, right? And an emotional level. It's like they have this huge heart opening when they meet you. They may have shaking in their body. They may not be able to stop shaking, even though they don't feel, it's not like anxiety. It's like a physical, almost like a trauma release from their body. They may have visions. They may have some kind of experience in their actual heart space, an opening to love. Like this is seriously one of you opening to love in a huge physical, like visceral way. Your actual physical body cannot help but open to love. And in doing that, it lets go of some level of trauma, like instantly, as soon as you meet this person. It's really interesting. Okay, so there is something really interesting about your energies as I'm reading it, because I can't quite decipher who is who as I'm reading you, because you both, it's like a twin. There's like a twinning energy, even though, like I said, you have very different energies. There's a different, like it's very easy to get lost in both the differences and the similarities between you. And it's almost like a really strange energy to read. And I feel like I get this feeling when I read for twin flames, I really do. But I know not everyone will necessarily be a twin flame. Twin flame journey is not necessarily an easy one. So that's the other thing I'm picking up on, is that there's something about when you meet each other, like your soul contract is very focused on ascension, okay? Your soul contract is like, let us come together on earth and have a love that allows us to spiritually ascend rapidly and be leaders of the new earth. Essentially is your soul contract, okay? You're like, let's do this. Let's come to earth and like be change makers. Let's like have this almost, I just heard volcanic. There's something like you're here to almost like create some kind of an eruption, create some kind of a shift in the consciousness, and it's almost gonna be like an eruption of, like, a different wave of consciousness, and you're supposed to help you and your person, your love together is so strong, but you're also so strong as individuals. It's such an interesting energy, you guys. So you're both here to create. I'm hearing volcanic, something about I'm seeing a volcano for some reason. Maybe you're meant to live somewhere in or around a volcano? I mean, I don't know, but I'm seeing volcanoes, and I'm seeing something about this, like, when a volcano erupts, there's sort of this huge, almost like it's sort of the cosmic energy of a volcano erupting, you know what I mean? It's sort of like this raw power, and it's destructive, but it's creative at the same time. It's creating a new landscape. So there's something here, yeah, you're creating a new landscape, okay? That's what you're here to do. You're here to create a lot of change. You could be like revolutionary leaders. One of you in particular, I'm seeing maybe more of a visionary, and the other one of you may have a different, like, you both have visions, though. You both have, man, I'm getting lost in the similarities and differences simultaneously. It is literally tripping me out in my third eye when I'm reading your energy, okay? I swear this happens when I read twin flames. All right, so let's get you some more cards about your soul contract with your person, with your twin flame. What are you here to do? Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. That is like fear, anxiety, sleepless nights. Okay. What are you here to do? What is your soul contract? We have the Fool. Yeah, the new earth. The Fool here is giving me the new earth energy, and as well as magic. You're here to do magic. You're here to do things that others don't really don't really deem possible. Yes, but it's all in perception. Wow, look at that judgment. You're blessed by the angels. You and your person are blessed by the angels, and your relationship is blessed by angels. You know what? The angels will never let you get out of alignment. Okay, I have to say this. You, oh, we got to pull this one as well. We got death. Okay. We might pull some more, but I've got so many messages coming through already for you. Whew. Okay, so the angels will never let you get out of alignment. This is what they want you to know. You both have a really important mission on earth together and individually. And so if you sort of start to step out of alignment on your path, I'm seeing like kind of big things manifesting and just stopping it from coming in, just being like, no, and preventing it from happening. You might try to make something happen and it just can't happen. And it's because it's being blocked because you have a very narrow pathway, you and your person, and together you both have a very narrow pathway in this life because you have a very specific mission. You have a very important mission as well. Look at all of this major arcana. Like, you both are like really powerful souls. That's the energy I'm getting. You both are really powerful souls. You've come here in service of humanity. You've come here in service to the earth consciousness itself. You've come here in service to the whole, to the unity, to the whole solar system, even because there's a unity and like a wholeness that exists within our solar system, within our galaxies, within all of consciousness and creation. And you are in service to that. You know what I mean? It's not just service to humans. Like, humans are just a part of something bigger. But there is something here where you are meant to be leaders, okay? And leader is the word that's coming through. You might resonate with that word, you might not. Everyone might formulate what they perceive to be a leader differently. And that's the thing, is that you can create whatever form of leadership comes most naturally and organically to you. For some of you, leadership could mean being a parent and raising children. Okay, raising children like of the new earth and creating a different consciousness in the way that children are raised and free to be creative beings. Yeah, you could be raising very different level consciousness children because you both hold very high consciousness. So therefore you can be the vessel and the portal for a high consciousness child to incarnate onto this earth and to have the perfect nesting environment that they need for their own mission. So you have soul contracts. Some of you, of course, may not be, meant to have children in this lifetime. But for those of you who are, you have very specific soul contracts with your future children that are already in place. Or if you already have children, then these were very specific soul contracts that are very much to do with your mission on this earth at this time. Yeah, your soul contract extends to children for some of you with this person. But when I say leadership, I really mean that you have a vision for a different way of living. You have like the downloads, the codes, almost like a map. Yeah, almost like a map or a blueprint, like the blueprint for a building or the map for a journey. You have that already encoded within you, and you're meant to lead others, to help others, to like almost download this new earth energy. You are also both. Wow, your energy is so cool. Oh my God. Really interesting energies. You're both meant to be channels and almost like portals in yourself. Remember how I said you could create a portal for new earth children to come through your relationship, your love? Definitely has to be like a pure love. Do you know what I mean? But there's something here about you are portals for the new earth, for that divine frequency of unity, consciousness of love. And that's really what you're here for at this time. You're also super excited to be here. I got to tell you that. I got to remind you of that. I feel like both your higher selves are like super pumped. They're super motivated. Both of your higher selves are like super, whew, like your higher selves are like, the equivalent of like a human that like runs all these, like does all these triathlons every weekend and is like super extremely fit, and they're like it's like impressive. Okay, you're like powerful in some kind of an impressive way where it's like, wow, how do you do that? How are you so fit? How are you so talented at this thing? That's what your higher self energy is giving me. You're both giving me like really talented, really like high level, almost like super agent spies, like highly trained, highly fit. um And you've come here on a mission to this earth. You've like come here eligible for this mission because you were like trusted with this mission, because they're like, yeah, you can pull this off. You can handle this dimension because you've been through it. You know how like it's almost like giving me the energy of, people who are trained in like special units of the army, and they're trained under these really tough conditions, and it's, they have to maybe go through sleep deprivation or really intense physical exercise and just extreme endurance. And then they're proven like it changes them, and they're like tough and they can handle these missions. That's kind of giving me who your souls are. Okay. You may have incarnated and then as a human, obviously forgotten all of this, and, be waking up again to the remembrance of who you really are as a soul. But I feel like when you look into each other's eyes, you remember. Like, you remember who you really are. There's a recognition of a memory, not only of who you are and who this person is in front of you, your divine counterpart, but it's also a memory of like your mission. And I feel like when you meet this person, you might have a huge awakening to your own mission, or vice versa. You might awaken them to their mission. I feel like one of you has a bigger awakening about their mission through meeting the other. And it's almost like one of you may initiate more of an awakening, but you will both initiate awakenings within each other throughout your relationship. It's like you would take it in turns. It's a very balanced and equal, where you both have equal power, equal responsibility, equal gifts, equal strengths. There's a very nice energy here of, you have a very power couple energy, okay? Do you know those couples are like just so powerful? They're power couples and they come together and they seem to get better for being around each other. Their life gets better. They become better versions of themselves. That's definitely the effect this relationship has. You both become almost like better looking through being together, or like fitter, healthier. You both align more with your careers, with your destinies, with your abundance, with your dreams. There's something where it's like you meet each other, and part of your soul contract is that everything in your life falls into alignment, almost like a magnet where it cannot stop. It's like a force field that's created through your relationship that's like a magnet. And it pulls your destiny towards you with a force, like a velocity that is strong. And with the death card, there could have been a lot of change that happens once you meet this person. There will be continuous transformations, death, rebirth, death, rebirth, death, rebirth. But there's this constant kind of change that is bringing you always into alignment. We always need to be in alignment. Spirit showing me this thing the other day. It was really interesting of how sometimes even if we just have one fraction of our mindset that is out of alignment, we will get steered just that little bit off course. And over a long period of time, that can actually lead us, really far away from where we're meant to be. Think about like a ship. If there's a ship and it's just a little bit going to the left, over time, that ship is going to like really veer off course, right? So there's something here about alignment for you both, where your relationship together, it keeps you so strongly in alignment. Like, there is no veering off. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect, by the way. Don't stress out about about that message. It's just more understanding that certain things kind of guide our destiny more than we realize. But you both have the angels like watching out for you. The angels were surrounding you both before you met and during your meeting and forever after you met. Like, you are very divinely protected and guided, and they do not let you get out of alignment. Things are blocked, doors are shut in your face. You might be like, you might really know. It might be almost supernatural the way that the angels keep things in alignment for you. Like, you might try to maybe do something out of alignment and things just get cancelled, they get blocked, they get, bookings get changed. You're just like, wow, I really can't move forwards with this thing, or I can't go see, this person. It's just getting blocked. The angels are there for you, okay? They're really good at protecting you and keeping you on path because you both just have this really narrow pathway. So when you meet, a lot of things in your life may feel like, wow, all these things are changing, all these things are out of alignment that, you may not have realized were out of alignment until you met this person. But this is because you're both being elevated to a really high level for your mission, okay? Let's get a few more cards for you. We're going to pull from the Moonology deck now. Spirit, what do you want this person to know about their soul contract with their divine counterpart in this lifetime? Let's see one card here for you in this relationship and for your person in this relationship. Okay, so your person, don't let your past hold you back, South Node. And a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. I feel like when you meet this person, you will have been looking for them for a long time. And I feel like maybe you will have received some kind of a psychic vision or download about who they are, what they look like even, or maybe some kind of traits that they're going to have. And then once you meet them, it's going to be confirmation of like the exact person that you kind of were destined to meet. You had the foresight, you saw it before it happened. I feel like when you meet this person, you're going to feel the weight of their past that they have lived through with them. And it's going to be something that is really beautiful for you to watch. As this person heals while they are in relationship with you, they truly blossom, they truly thrive, and they truly come into a much more powerful version of themselves. Okay? Because I feel like this person has been through something. It may be mirrored in your own history as well. They may both have come from similar pasts or similar origins. Yeah, there's something very twinning about you both. Like, every message that I say, I almost feel like I could say and vice versa and vice versa. There's something about you both that is very similar. It's very, very interesting. You may have had similar pasts, similar family environments, similar upbringings, or grown up in a similar area, or you may look even a little bit similar in a way. There's something very interesting about your connection, okay? But yeah, this person is going to heal so much. Like, part of this relationship, especially maybe more for one of you, maybe about helping them to let go of the past. Like, I feel like for a lot of you, this is your person. They need help to let go of the past. This could be stepping away from someone toxic relationship dynamics of some kind. I feel like they may have some kind of trauma from past relationships that you are going to really, really help them with. I feel like you both may find out a lot about healing and health. Once you meet, there may be some kind of a transformation that happens as well to do with health or fitness or something like this as well. But any healing that happens physically and emotionally, any healing from the past, is all really serving you both to be of service now in the future. Like, I feel like you both are just really clear about your missions. You both know you're here for a bigger purpose. You're not here for a mundane life. You're really not. And you're not meant to settle for anything like that. Like, you're meant to really live an extraordinary kind of existence and do something really extraordinary to be of service to humanity as a whole. So ultimately, your mission together is to do magic, to heal, to bring in the codes of the new earth. For some of you, it's to have children as well, and to bring through like new earth children that are really high frequency. And it's to be leaders, you've come here for a very specific spiritual mission, and your love relationship is in service to that mission. Your love relationship helps both of you become the versions of yourselves that you needed to be to transform into the extremely powerful souls. Like, remember when I was talking about how I see your higher selves is 2 p.m. as I'm saying this message. Remember how I said about your higher selves and I see them as like these really powerful, like triathletes? There's something symbolic about that. That I feel like there was this forgetting, when you incarnated onto this earth. It's almost like you forgot how powerful you are. And when you meet your person, you both see it's witnessed within this mirroring of one another because you have this same soul essence. You're like both cut from the same cloth, or you have the same soul family, like you're both Arcturian starseeds or Pleiadian or something like this. You have the same essence in some way and you witness it in each other and it wakens that memory within you and you become that really powerful higher self embodiment on this earth kind of version of yourselves. And you get a lot done on this earth. You get a lot done. You get a lot done. You're very productive. Yeah. And you are creating magic, different versions of magic for each of you. But trust and believe like you are very capable of doing magic in this life. And that's very much a part of your mission. The more impossible, the better. Okay. All right, group 2, that is the end of your reading. I so enjoyed tuning in for you. And if you would like to connect more with my work, I do have a store where I sell light language energy healings, and I would really recommend the Open to Love light language healing. It's a heart chakra opening and activation. And it's really helpful if you are manifesting love or if you're just wanting to heal your heart from past relationships and open to love in all forms, self-love as well. I'll link it down below and you can read more about it. And I'm just sending you so much love and light. Take care. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading. So, your soul contract with your soulmate, twin flame, divine counterpart in this lifetime. With the Gemini energy here, you could be in a twin flame connection or have a twin flame in this lifetime because Gemini is the twins, okay? But this could be a soulmate or whatever you like to sort of call it. I'm going to just probably say your person for this reading, okay? So communication is key. Part of your soul contract with your person is going to be about communication. This is going to be a huge part of it because I feel like you both need the ability to be completely authentic and almost like transparent with one another. Part of your soul contract is going to be total honesty and trust that can be developed when people feel safe to be authentic and vulnerable and honest and truthful. Yeah, there's something about truth, trust, honesty, and authenticity and transparency. And I feel like you both, or maybe you in particular, or both of you, have some kind of wounding around not feeling like being able to be authentic around people, or yeah, feeling like you can't fully express yourself, or your throat chakra maybe gets a bit blocked up around people. Or there hasn't been maybe success in the past with really feeling understood when you tried to communicate or express your ideas. There may have been mismatches in your relationships where it led to you feeling like, oh, I need to hide this side of myself, or I don't want to speak up about this. This kind of imprinting could also have happened in family of origin for one or both of you, where you both were feeling like you had to hide things in your life growing up. So there's something very liberating for you both about being honest. And that's part of your soul contract is that you don't judge each other. There's like a real non-judgment. And this gives you both a sense of, I always feel a sense of glee. Like it's almost a sense of excitement because when you know you aren't going to feel judged, you can kind of really let loose and like be really yourself. And I feel like it both gives you some kind of creative license to really just express yourselves. And I feel like both of you come more into creative genius because you know how to hold this space of non-judgment in relationship with one another. And non-judgment, it has to actually be real because they actually, I think, have done research now where people can sense judgment in like a microsecond in someone's facial expression, even if someone tries to mask it. They did it, I think it was with the GPs and therapists and stuff trying to get better training so that they don't like show judgment on their face kind of thing when they're trying, because it was like seen as one of the biggest barriers to entry is that people feel judged when they share their story. Even if their person isn't really trying to, they kind of still show it. So there's something like very potent about a judgment-free space because it's very real. And it takes some kind of, I don't know, it's giving me the energy of a creative genius. You know, creative geniuses where they just really don't have judgment and then that almost lets them explore creatively in directions that no one's ever thought to go before. Yeah, there's something very much like ingenuity here, originality. You both, I feel like, are going to be super creative souls. And you're going to become better at what you do because of this relationship. It's going to really open up your throat chakra, especially for you, I feel like, as well. You really need this. Like, this is part of your soul's intention for your lifetime, is something to do with communication, your voice, singing, chanting. It could be channeling, writing, poetry, words of some kind, the sound that your voice makes, like sound healing, language channeling, tarot reading. Oh my gosh, the list goes on, right? But I feel like there could be something really tied here into your destiny about this. Or your persons, it could be vice versa energies. Keep that in mind whenever there's love readings. It could be talking about you or your person, but I'm trying to keep it as, clear as I can with the energies I'm picking up on. So, yeah, there's something like your voice gets freed in this relationship. You feel like you can be honest with this person no matter what. They're not going to judge you. And that feels great. It also helps to liberate you both from the past, because one of the other things they've researched about shame is like when we have shame about experiences from our past. Shame is like the experience, if you cringe when you think of something from your past and you're like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Oh my God, that was so embarrassing. I can't believe that happened. Whatever it might be, or something that you really don't want anyone to know. Yeah, like something you have a secret about. I feel like there's something in this relationship where you tell each other secrets, okay? You feel like you can tell each other all of your secrets because they've done research about shame, that cringe, embarrassment feeling about your past. And when you tell someone about it and they don't judge you for it, it can actually help to release the trauma of that event so you don't hold on to that shame in the body anymore. So that you're not feeling like that cringe thing every time you think about it. You're just like, oh, whatever. And you can kind of laugh it off and let it go. But it takes someone who can really hold that space. So it's like you both have that energy for one another. You both hold that space for one another. And it's super nice. It's super cool. You don't judge each other. And it's not that you don't have good judgment, okay, or that you don't have judgment at all. But there's something where it's like you both have some kind of a excitement at this thing of like wanting to know the true, raw, honest truth of another person's world. And I feel like there's something where it's like, you're like, hit me with it. I just want to know, like, what is it? What are you actually thinking? Yeah, there's something where it's like you both get some kind of thrill. I keep getting this energy come through. It's like a thrill or like a glee. It's like an excitement at something that isn't censored. It's like, I don't want you to censor yourself. I just want to know what you actually think. So you both might have this thing of being really brutally honest with one another, but I feel like you both can handle it and I feel like you both like it. It kind of keeps you fresh or something. There's something about you both hate inauthenticity in others and, you know, in relationships in general, I suppose, especially because I feel like one or both of you in the past were sort of obligated or expected to be inauthentic within relationships in order for the relationships to not be extremely socially awkward or weird or uncomfortable. There's something where it's like maybe you had to censor yourself in the past and not be really authentic. So then having a relationship where you can be really wild and free. And it does feel kind of wild. There is a wildness here. There's a very experimental and like exploring kind of energy. You both might do this like in other ways as well. You both might need adventures. You might love going on travel. There's something where you might like to challenge each other or have little competitions. There's a lot of playfulness, a lot of fun and flirting energy here. It's very fresh, light energy where this relationship will definitely stay fresh for a long, like forever kind of thing. Like there's a longevity here, but there's also a freshness, a flirtatiousness that I feel like usually is sort of a signature of the early or the beginning stages of relationship, but I feel like you have this energy signature throughout the entirety of your relationship. You're just super fun, super flirty with each other and super playful. I feel like you might even play like tricks on each other, play what is it called? Personal jokes like that. Yeah, you would definitely have heaps of personal jokes. What are they called? Like when you hang out with someone and they just have all of these in jokes and you just can't keep up. You're like, I have no idea what these people are laughing about because it's some experience they had like 3 months ago and it's this joke they have and then they say this thing. You know what I mean? It's like you and your person, your soulmate, you're gonna have things like that where you're just, if someone else is hanging around with you guys, they might kind of feel like the third wheel of it because you have such a strong communication like with one another. Yeah, you might play practical jokes on each other. You definitely have a strong sense of humor. I feel like laughter is both of your medicine to get through the earth. I feel like, or that's maybe one of you is like a little bit more of a jokester and a trickster than the other one. but I feel like part of your soul contract is to make one another laugh, or one of you in particular, like your person might be really their soul contract, like their gift to you as a soul is to like make you laugh no matter what you're going through in life. No matter how hard things are, they can always make you laugh. They can always put a smile on your face, and they can always make you think about the silliness of life and the funny side of life. Yeah, your person might be a comedian. They might be like really, really funny, like the kind of person that everyone just thinks is hilarious. And they're the sort of person that they just they can't help but make you laugh. Even if you're in a bad mood, even if you're mad, you can't help but crack a smile or start to laugh or giggle. Yeah, I feel like you both have a very strong bond. Like, for some reason, I'm feeling like a third wheel, even just as tuning into your energy. Because there's something where it's like you both have like you have inside jokes, you know what I mean? You have your own inside jokes. They're like your own thing. You've got your own thing going on. So keep that in mind that some people might feel like that a little bit because your bond is so strong, especially to do with the throat chakra. Like you both have almost like share a mind. Like see how these two heads are sort of coming. Oh, they're kind of like together, like conjoined twins or something here in the Gemini imagery. Yeah, there's something about your connection where you're very conjoined. There might be something where you spend a lot of time together, or you have a lot of like history. You have a lot of personal, like, in jokes or yeah, you really know each other inside out as well because you've taken the time to get to know one another at a level that is way deeper than most people ever feel safe enough to go to, I guess. Yeah, and there's something about you love the thrill of it. You love the thrill of being authentic, of really saying what's actually on your mind instead of sugarcoating something. It's like, what if you're just radically honest? What happens? And there's something about the way you're both wired where you can sort of like handle it and you thrive under these conditions. Group 3, let's get some more cards for you. I'm going to pull some tarot cards from the Gilded Tarot now, and we're going to find out information about your soul contract with your person, your divine counterpart in this lifetime. Spirit, what can you tell us about their soul contract in this lifetime? Oh, the Queen of Cups. Ooh, wow. Yeah, this is such a romantic love that you both will have, and you're going to stay in love with each other forever. I feel like there's almost an energy you might be a bit obsessed with each other. Look, you're the perfect couple, the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Energetically, that's such a beautiful combination. Look at that. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Life changing. All right. How though, Spirit? Tell me more about this. Okay. We have the Nine of Cups popping out when I say how. We also have the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like I'm going to pull this one because this feels like your happy home life kind of energy that you're going to cultivate with this person. And then we have one more, which is the Six of Cups. I'm going to find some space for these cards. Beautiful cards you have. And we're going to get two more. I'm going to pull you one for each of you in this relationship, in this soul contract from the Moonology deck. Okay, so one for you in this relationship, all right? One for you in this relationship, really nice. A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Wow. Okay, and one for them. More Gemini. So they could actually even be a Gemini maybe, but they don't have to be, or an air sign. Or they're just very intelligent, I feel like. So it says the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. Look, you both have air energy. And didn't I say there's something about your relationship that's very air, very light? Yeah, and it feels like it stays light. It stays fresh, you know? That's very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So your person seems very intelligent. I feel like they are going to, one of their needs in relationship from you that they love about their relationship with you is their intellectual connection that they have. Like they feel like your mind, you have a brilliant mind and they love to connect intellectually. They love your intelligence and having conversations, and they love the open-mindedness. Like, you know how I said you both have this very authentic sort of way with each other and you're very truthful. And I feel like you're like that as well in the way that you explore different ideas or different concepts. And you're very open in your mind and you are okay to disagree kind of intellectually. Do you know what I mean? Or spiritually or something. I don't know, maybe not spiritually, but there's something like where you both have different perceptions sometimes and you kind of like that about each other. You like that you're both very honest and you're not just trying to, I don't know, please one another. I feel like there's something about each other. You see each other as equal, whereas I feel like maybe your person especially or both of you have had people who try to kind of like just please you. Like I feel like there's something when you're sitting with someone very intelligent, sometimes people might feel a bit insecure and they might try to like almost prove their intelligence or something. Or like, I don't know, search for approval. For some reason, that's coming through as something that your person has experienced, or maybe you have as well. So you're gonna like the fact that you're not like seeking approval from each other. You're just doing what you are doing, being very authentic. Yeah, there's something very, very, very authentic about your relationship, okay? So the relationship that you have together, the Seven of Pentacles, this is something that you both have always wanted, like some kind of a lifestyle together. This is part of your soul contract, is the lifestyle that you're meant to live together. You have some kind of a lifestyle that's going to suit your mission the most. With the Seven of Pentacles, it does depict on this card like a farm kind of setup, right? So it could be for some of you that you are meant to live in nature, in the farm, grow your own food or something like this. For some of you, this is what it's talking about, but it's some kind of a niche lifestyle like that, or you want to, I don't know, live in a rural place off grid, or you want to have an alternative, like maybe alternative education as well for some of you. Creating some kind of like homeschooling or a sort of more of a community school, a new earth school for children or something as well. Okay, so the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, they are like such a nice combination together, even though they're of different suits, you know, like the cups and cups is water and the pentacles is earth. Water and earth go together really well and it's very romantic, okay? It's very, 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 very romantic. But then you also have all this air energy that keeps things really fresh because water and earth can get a bit like bogged down, right? But air keeps everything really fresh. So there's something about your relationship that's like very romantic, it's very deep, it's very committed, but it's also very fresh, flirty, and fun. And almost like, you know, when you just get started talking with someone at a party or something, or at a dinner party or something, and you get started talking with them, and then you realize, like, wow, this person's really interesting, or I'm loving this conversation, or it's just turning into something super meaningful. I feel like you both have that experience like every time you talk. You might almost get distracted by the amount that you want to talk because you might be like, oh, I got to get on with this thing. I got to, you know, write this paper I got to write or whatever. And you might be like, oh, I got to stop talking. You could also like spend hours on the phone as well. You're going to have a very strong communication energy, but also keep in mind that it's not like one-sided. Do you know what I mean? It's not one-sided where someone is just always talking and the other person is always listening. It's very balanced. It's very so like this person wants to hear what you have to say just as much as they want to share what they're thinking as well. So this relationship does feel kind of like domestic bliss here. I feel like part of your soul contract is to have domestic bliss, to like live, Seven of Pentacles, to live in the place you want to live with the lifestyle that you want to live. Everyone's different what they want. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, that's like really perfectly kind of balanced energies, perfect for one another, very compatible energy. You're both going to be very, very compatible. Okay, that's going to be something that will be a very strong signature of your relationship, is that you'll be very compatible. People will definitely maybe even comment on this and be like, wow, you're both so compatible. It really works. You have so much in common kind of thing. Yeah, and you really want the same thing from life. You want to live the same, like you want the same kind of lifestyle, you know? You want, it's not like one of you wants to live in the middle of the city and one of you wants to live in the middle of the country. And then it's like, well, how do we both be happy if we want different things? It's like you both want to live in the city or you both want to live in the country and you both want that same kind of lifestyle out of life. For some of you, it may even be like having animals is a part of your soul contract as well. You may adopt like a dog together or have some kind of animals or children as well, definitely with the Seven of Pentacles. There could also be something to do with money. Your person may have money. This person or you might have money. Like one of you may have more money, or they may have an inheritance, or they may have like, I don't know. For some reason, I'm seeing one of you may have some kind of inheritance, like you get passed down, you know, a whole bunch of land, like a family farm, or you have a whole bunch of money that you can kind of like live on. I'm feeling like part of your soul contract is that you're going to get some kind of a blessing. Okay, you're going to get some kind of a financial blessing that's going to like elevate you both in a way. Like you could win the lottery with this person, or you could have some kind of inheritance, like I said, that really like moves you forwards in life in a very fast way. I'm seeing you're both going to feel really blessed to do with your lifestyle, like the way that you're able to live. Part of your soul contract, once you come together, is that your luck changes. Yeah, it's like the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like your luck is gonna change when you meet each other. Things are gonna start moving more in your favor, and you're gonna feel like, "Wow, this is so lucky." Like, we found, the perfect land that we really wanna buy, and then the money lined up, like, straight away so we could do it. There's something like this where you're gonna be supported. Yeah, and you're gonna especially gonna be feeling like, "Wow, my luck really changed after I met this person." Things started really going in my favor again, and I feel like it's because you feel a lot more loved. You feel a lot more innate, subconscious love for yourself when you're around this person. This person, I feel like may part of your soul contract might be that they are helping you to fully love yourself, like, really learn to love yourself, but in a way that I feel like you already do love yourself a lot. But when you like deep clean a house or something, and sometimes there's like little corners around the house that might need, like a spring clean. It's like this person's love, it finds all these little corners inside of you and just loves them. And it just like clears all this energy up for you. It's a very powerful love. And it does feel like a spring cleaning kind of energy from this person. This person's love, it almost like cleans and rejuvenates. It's really interesting. And your person, what they love about you and the soul contract, you have like the side of the contract that you are fulfilling for them, what you are giving to them, gifting to them, is really your heart space of non-judgment. Like, you are the driving force here of, well, they are good at non-judgment too, but they really need it more from you than you do from them somehow, if this makes sense. I'm going to try and map it out for you. It's like, for some reason, they're showing up as a Gemini energy, right, over here. So they need to be able to tell someone their secrets and for someone to be able to listen to them without judgment. And I'm not saying that they're going to have some terrible secret, but they need people who aren't, going to judge them, because then they're going to heal. And they have some things that they haven't been able to be honest about, or they haven't been able to be honest and authentic about who they really are. Maybe they're really deeply spiritual, but they come from a religious Christian family or something, but they're very spiritual in a different way and they don't want to be Christian, and they have to kind of like deal with, how do I tell my parents? I've had to keep this a secret my whole life. And then you support them with no judgment and you're like, hey, this is nothing to be ashamed of, and da da da. You help them to kind of open up to a different life or to a different way. And they really need that from you. They really need you to not judge them, but you do it effortlessly. It's not even hard. You're not even like trying to not judge them, because like I said, that doesn't even work. Actually, they did studies. Like, you can't try to not judge someone, because we're so intuitive as human beings. Even if we don't think that we are, we are. We're so intuitive. We pick up on every single thing subconsciously. Like, there is no such thing as really being lied to, because our subconscious always knows what the truth is. It's really interesting. Have you ever had that happen where like a dream will reveal to you something true that you realize you kind of always knew, but you were under some kind of an illusion or a spell in the material world? I've had this happen so many times. For some reason, I have dreams that just like awaken me from some kind of spell. Anyway. So we have the Six of Cups, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune over here. Your soul contract is a huge part of your destiny with the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is destiny. It is the destiny. The Nine of Cups, this is about your dreams coming true. This feels like personal dreams that you both have with the Nine of Cups, like what your wish list is for what you want to experience in life. It could be very much to do with lifestyle, home, family, animals, and being kind of service. Maybe you want to run some kind of a retreat or like a bed and breakfast, or like a community space. I don't know. There's something very like earthy, community, kind of a root chakra energies here. But it feels like this soul contract is to help you both come into alignment and like tick off all the boxes of what you want from life. Like, it feels like a very fulfilling, like Nine of Cups is, you feel complete, like all your dreams have come true. You're doing what you need to feel personally fulfilled. And then 10 of Cups is like ultimate divine fulfillment, where it's like you're almost like giving back to the world, but we can't really give back until we have a full cup kind of thing, like fully. So I feel like this relationship is something where it's like helping you feel personally fulfilled in some kind of a way. It's like personal fulfillment so that you can move forwards to the 10 of Cups, which is like, something about being of service, new earth kind of service. So this relationship might also be helping you to thrive, because I'm feeling like the stability here, and like very strong stability energy. I feel like you both need that, because you both have air kind of energies, or the relationship does. You need something very grounding for your relationship to really feel safe and secure. You might need like a very strong kind of routine that you have, or something you live in nature, something very grounding. You both need grounding. You might even want to live in like a number 4 home in numerology because that's like the most grounding and stable number. And I just feel like there's something about your energy where it's like you need the grounding of this earth plane because you both are really air, like the element of air, like when you're together. You might be whatever astrologically signs or placements, but I'm just talking about the energy of your relationship is coming through so much Gemini energy, so much talking, so much mental stimulation. You need that grounding to balance you out. But I feel like one or both of you are really good with money. So I feel like money something is part of your soul contract for some reason is to have a lot of money and to be very stable financially. I really feel like that. And it may even be that before you meet this person, maybe money wasn't as good or there's a journey to money, but with the Seven of Pentacles, but I definitely see money as being a part of your connection. It's meant to be a very grounded, very peaceful kind of connection and relationship where you both aren't going to be thinking too much about survival. It feels so much more about thriving. You know, it feels like your relationship is about really, really thriving and like having your dreams come true. Like the Nine of Cups is giving me like your wish list. Like, what do you wish to experience in life? Like, do you want to go traveling to see the Aurora Borealis, you know, or do you like, do you want to go, I don't know, through hiking from Canada to Mexico or something? Like, there's different things that people like, this is on my bucket list, this is my wish list of what I want to achieve in my life. That's very much more like a personal thing of like, what is your personal dream of what you want to experience? That can be different to what do you want to do to be of service to all, you know, it's kind of different. And for some reason with the Nine of Cups, I'm just feeling that real distinction where it's like, this relationship, part of your soul contract is that you're meant to also have your own personal dreams come true. Maybe you're someone who already gives a lot to others. You're very generous, or you're already of service a lot to family or children or something. So there's something where it's like it's reorienting your energy. Part of the soul contract here is to reorient your energy to get your own dreams like met, your own needs met, and your own dreams actually manifested. Yeah, the Six of Cups is like some kind of a healing from the past is going to happen through the Nine of Cups, which is your dreams coming true. Maybe it's because it's, like I said, it's like recentering you and yourself as being important in your life. Yeah, because there's something where maybe you're always focusing on others, especially with this Libra, you coming out as a Libra. You might focus a lot on other people and helping others. And this person or this relationship, this soul contract, it just naturally, organically helps you to actually live a life that's fulfilling to you, where you put your own needs first as well. Where you're like, so that you don't miss out on life, where you're like, oh, I never got to live this life that I wanted because I was always kind of sacrificing for others. Yeah, there's something where it's like you will heal, you're meant to heal something about self-sacrificing for others, and you will learn to put your needs first. And this person will also never take advantage of you for the fact that you are a giver and you do overgive sometimes. And some people take advantage of you maybe on purpose. Some people maybe just do it not on purpose, but just because they're always in a crisis and they always need something from you. But this person, even if they're in a crisis, they would never take advantage. They always want everything to be fair and balanced and equal. And you're going to really appreciate that, because I think that boundaries maybe is something that you are going to learn about through being respected. Like having your boundaries respected in this relationship is going to teach you that you deserve to have your boundaries respected. And it's going to help you heal from something from the past. And it's going to help you prioritize yourself so that you make your own dreams come true, as well as helping and being of service to others and humanity. But it's almost like you can't give from an empty cup. You know, you can't give from an empty cup. You have to put your own oxygen mask on first before you try to help others. And that's the lesson that I think this soul contract is really teaching you in this life, is like, how do you prioritize yourself and put yourself first so that you can also be of service as well, because that's innately who you are. And you just have so much love to give. All right, group 3, that is the end of your reading. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to connect more with my work, I do have a light language tape that I would recommend. You may really resonate with it if you resonate with this reading. It's called Open to Love. It's a heart chakra light language healing. It does help you open to love if you are manifesting your divine counterpart at this time, but it can also help us at any stage or phase of our life where we just want to open our heart, heal our hearts from our past. I'll link it down below and you can see if it might be right for you. But other than that, I'm sending you so much love and light. Take good care, okay? Bye.